bonuses, even put an amendment together in the stimulus bill to stop them. Then somebody took that amendment out in House Senate conference. Somebody got in that room and protected those AIG bonuses. And top congressional people aren't saying who it was. And we can't find out who made the deletion that would have stopped those bonuses. Plus, Democratic Senator Evan Bayh today declared that he's forming a so-called moderate Democrats working group of 15 senators, all Democrats, to work issues like the deficit in health care. So what's the point? Are they forming a new Democratic Party? Are they breaking away? Are they trimming? Are they trying to avoid responsibility for the big questions coming down the line? Is this a threat to President Obama, this breakaway group? Or is it a slap in the face to Senate Majority Leader, the Democratic leader, Harry Reid? We got to find that out tonight. And former President Bush refused to criticize President Obama in his first post-presidential speech for money yesterday and said his successor, quote, deserves my silence. Compare that to Dick Cheney, who bashed President Obama at every turn earlier this week. Two radically different approaches in today's politics fix. And it's March Madness, everybody knows. Time to fill in your brackets. President Obama has done so. Let's look at his sophisticated pick of the Final Four and eventual top college basketball team in the country. That's in the Hardball Sideshow tonight. We begin with today's testimony by AIG CEO Edward Liddy, with two members of the subcommittee that questioned Liddy today. U.S. Congressman from New York, Gary Ackerman, who's a Democrat, and U.S. Congressman from California, Kevin McCarthy, who's a Republican. Mr. Ackerman, what is your view today of Liddy? Where does he stand after all the grilling?
Well, I think he stood up pretty well. He's in a very, very tough spot. He got parachuted in. He has no stake in this. He gets no compensation. There's no upside if he fixes it. And he's taking a lot of heat. But he did stumble coming out of the starting gate with this bonus package, which was a huge mistake, which has really helped to pique the public anger on this whole climate that we're in right now.
Now, he has asked the members of his team at AIG to give back 50% of the bonus money, and he said some have offered to give back 100. Does that satisfy you?
Well, if they give back the bonus money, you can't ask for more than that. And if they don't want to get it back, the thing that I asked him was that the company should give it back. It amounts to 1/12 of all of the money that's available to them from the U.S. taxpayers. Certainly the taxpayers didn't intend this money to reward a bunch of bunglers who drove a company into the ground and they'd get rewarded for it.
Well, let me ask you this. Can they legally deny them the bonuses now that they were contracted for them, or does the government have to step in here and do something through regulation, taxation, or litigation?
Well, the question on the legality of the government even doing that is something that's a contention right now, Chris. But the point is they should give it back on their own. There are things that we can do. They've not drawn down billions and billions of dollars that are available to them. And if they don't do it in their own interest and for their own good to demonstrate that they get it, that they understand it, then we're not going to have the confidence in them, and we will find a very easy and quick way of making sure not all of the money is going to be released to them. That's not really what everybody wants.
Well, let's talk about money. Congressman McCarthy, you're a Republican. I want you to look at this list. We're going to read it to you. You don't have to see it. Chris Dodd got over $100,000 from AIG. Barack Obama got over $100,000 from AIG. John McCain got almost $60,000 from AIG. Hillary Clinton, running for the presidency, got almost $40. Max Baucus, the top Democrat on finance, got $25. Joe Biden, the VP, got $20. If you follow the money, money gets you access. I am suspicious that somebody from AIG, working with somebody perhaps from Treasury or the White House, got into that House-Senate conference and took out the language in the stimulus bill that would have deleted those bonuses. What do you know?
Well, the one thing I'd say, if you listen to the testimony today, you would even be more suspicious, because the CEO said he had known of this, been working on this for 3 months. He said he talked to the Federal Reserve. If you read his testimony, every time he refers to the Federal Reserve, he refers to the Treasury as well as being part of the team. He said he met with them. He talked to them. And remember where our Secretary of Treasury was prior to this job. He was in the New York Fed, where they put in charge of putting this money out. There has been relationships going through. So I go back to the question, when did they know, who knew it, and who okayed it? And now they're trying to be a cover-up.
You're suggesting rather strongly, Congressman, that the Treasury under Geithner and under the leadership of the President knew about these bonuses and never said no to them. In fact, you're suggesting, because it did it so in answering my question, that they protected these bonuses when we passed the stimulus bill.
Well, look at the facts. We got to go to it. The CEO says they knew about it for 3 months. They were working at it for 3 months. It was coming due on March 15th. The stimulus got through, and what does the stimulus say? Even though you had a bipartisan amendment passed by Wyden and by Snow that would have taken care of this, saying that you could only get a $100,000 bonus, you could not get more. But that got changed. No one knows who. No one can tell you who. But if you read Baucus's senator, he says it got changed by Treasury staff and by staff. Now, if the CEO says he talks to the Fed and he talks to the Treasury and he asks them about this, it puts a lot of questions forward that I think people have to come before this committee and answer, and we should have the minutes. We should know. The U.S. taxpayer owns 80% of this company. We have 3 board members that were put on with the bailout. One of the individuals that got put on the trustees used to work at the New York Fed, work under Geithner. How much did he know, and when did he know it?
Mr. Ackerman, do you have any knowledge as to what happened in the conference of the House and the Senate when they passed the stimulus bill to protect these bonuses?
I wasn't in the conference and have no knowledge of it whatsoever. But, you know, the real focus, Chris, is, you know, $100,000 to a presidential campaign or a major Senate campaign, especially over years and years, and we don't know how far back that money accumulates.
No, it's 2008.
Yeah, is nothing.
It's one cycle. It's one cycle.
But it's still nothing. I mean, those people would have gotten much preferred getting a bonus than a political contribution.
Well, Chris, that's $100,000 more than I got, so I got 0.
Well, I'm just asking, are you serious? Congressman Ackerman, I got a lot of respect for you, but doors open when money is paid. You don't think they got access, AIG, to that conference with their money, is what you're saying?
Chris, I have no idea. I mean, it's an easy accusation to make, but you know what we did do at the hearing today.
I have the evidence. I have the contributions which were made, and we know from the testimony just then of Congressman McCarthy that somebody in that House Senate conference removed that prohibition on these bonuses. Somebody acted to do it. Now, Chris Dodd, the senator from Connecticut, says it was some people in the conference and it was Treasury. You just heard observation, an accusation. It was Treasury. We keep hearing Treasury, Treasury, Treasury. Well, Treasury doesn't sit in the House Senate conference. Members of the Senate, members of the House sit there. Somebody approved that language being deleted in the conference, and I think it's a mystery story. And knowing Washington, Congressman Ackerman, you know somebody's going to find that out in the next 24 hours. Who in that committee, conference committee, did it?
You're absolutely right. Somebody's going to find this out. Everybody's going to be looking into it. I think when they say Treasury, I think they mean it was done at the behest of Treasury. But Treasury certainly doesn't sit there and have an eraser that can take anything out of the bill. Had to be one of the members on the committee if indeed that was done. We will find out. And, Chris, you're going to know.
Okay, here's President Obama, I think, avoiding the subject here today. He talked about the past and the culture of greed and risk-taking he inherited. He talked about the need to reform. He didn't want to talk about this sort of chain of information about these bonuses in the last week. He didn't want to talk about when he knew or when his people knew. The president wants to dodge this issue a bit. We'll see if he can do it in these town meetings tonight. Here he is, however, this morning.
I don't want to quell anger. I think people are right to be angry. I'm angry. What I want us to do, though, is channel our anger in a constructive way. And the most important thing we can do right now is stabilize the financial system.
Congressman McCarthy and then Congressman Ackerman, do you want the names of the people who got the bonuses at AIG published?
Well, that was asked today. I think more importantly, let's get the names of who changed the conference, where you had a stimulus bill where no one can claim that something happened that was passed where the public couldn't even read it, nor the congressional members. I think that is the structure of the American government failing. I think we have to have the answers there.
Do you think those lists should be published?
Oh, I think they should. But first and foremost, I think it should be published to who changed it, who knew it, and who okayed it.
Well, we're working on that one. Let me ask you, Congressman Ackerman, here is Edward Liddy, the head of the CEO of AIG, saying if these names are published, there's a certain threat aspect out there, a danger aspect to them and their families. Here he is.
I'm just really concerned about the safety of our people. So let me just read 2 things to you. All the executives and their families should be executed with piano wire around their necks. My greatest hope. If the government can't do this properly, we the people will take it in our own hands and see that justice is done. I'm looking for all the CEOs' names, kids, where they live, etc.
My God, I think somebody sold Valkyrie recently. I don't know why somebody was talking about piano wire. Congressman Ackerman, what do you make of that threat?
Well, there's crazy people out there, and you know, you can't just dismiss it. And those letters have to be investigated. But we all get letters like that from time to time. The fact of the matter is that these people were paid. Taxpayers own 80% of the company, which just about makes all of them public employees right now, subject to disclosure of money and bonuses and pay that they're getting. Nobody wants to humiliate people to that extent. If they want to avoid that, just give back the money. They weren't entitled to it. This is taxpayer money, not entitled to reward people who themselves played the card of economic terrorists, threatening to bring down a company and tell trade secrets that were probably worthless to begin with, and sell them to a competitive company in an argument with, in a climate where they probably can't even get a job with another company right now.
Unbelievable. You're saying, well, we paid that money, taxpayer money, to people to retain them at AIG because they were threatening to take the secrets and use them against AIG.
Exactly. And then at least 52 of those people who got bonuses totaling for the 52 of them, $33 million, left the company anyway. They weren't retained. They walked away. You know, you can't negotiate with terrorists, first of all, and it's a payment poorly made. These people should have gotten nothing. They should have gotten paid to do their job. To get bonuses for bringing a company to its knees is absolutely outrageous. Listen, I don't know what secrets they're going to sell or what secrets they're going to walk away with. I know people, some of them are stupid, but nobody, even as stupid people that I know, were able to lose $1 billion. These people did that and should not be rewarded for it.
Okay, thank you very much, U.S. Congressman Gary Ackerman of New York and U.S. Congressman Kevin McCarthy of California. Tonight at 7, you're going to hear from President Obama in a town hall meeting out in the famous OC, Orange County, California. And when we return, President Obama defends Tim Geithner as criticism grows against the Treasury Secretary. That man is also in the hot seat. I mean the president as well, but Geithner first. Well, first it was Liddy, then Geithner. I expect the president's going to feel the heat, too. You're watching Hardball. We're talking bonuses at AIG, only on MSNBC.